Hello, it's Rob from the Fountain Pen Journey with a pen review. Now, this is the Moonman M2. It's been around for over a year now, and for those of you who've been subscribed to my channel for any length of time, over the last sort of month you will have noticed that I was really trying to get hold of the Christmas version of this pen, which is absolutely identical, apart from the fact that the barrel and cap are printed with snowflakes and Merry Christmas, and I think there's reindeer on there as well. I did have difficulty getting hold of one of those pens from sellers on eBay. Tried two different sellers and they both, possibly because it was the same seller, just different shop names, both sellers sent me the plain ordinary version of the Moonman M2, which was rather disappointing because I was looking forward to having a pen to write with exclusively at Christmas. However, they did send two of these pens separately, and I'm really quite impressed with them. I think that the hype around this pen when it came out was actually quite justified. So it's a good pen. There's no clip or roll stop or anything, so it does roll around, which is a little bit of a problem. So what is it? Well, it's an acrylic pen by Moonman. I'm just having a look at some of my notes here which I've made on this pen, because there's a few things that I want to talk about. First off, still widely available, still popular. We'll go through the parts of the pen. I mean, it's a lovely sort of torpedo shape. Now, the lights on the camera are picking up the finials, which are clear. It's all milled acrylic. So these finials are rather attractive because they're moulded into the pen and you get reflections and things, one at either end. And it is a eyedropper only pen. All very smooth. No, I mean, you can feel where the cap band is, but it's nice, smooth in the hand. Lovely, lovely pen. No clip, so it rolls, so be aware of that. The nib always seems to come with fine nibs. It's a steel nib, which is okay. It actually does a good enough job. Screw cap. Down at the bottom we have Moonman on a red cap band. It doesn't actually say M2, but that's the model number. Clear, colourless barrel, which holds, when eyedroppered, a lot of ink, several millilitres, on a pointy finial at the end. All one moulded, not moulded, one milled piece of acrylic. The cap unscrews, and I'll just do my usual one. Just about 1.5 turns to uncap. Now, it does sort of post. You have to wedge it on there, but it's not deep and it's not secure. And when posted, it's, I'd say, not a great length. It seems weird, not very nice. It's not a heavy cap by any stretch of the imagination, so I prefer to write with it unposted, and it does fit nicely in the hand. There is a very nice long section. The section is transparent as well, and you can see the plastic feed in there, and focus is going all over the place. There we go. So it's nice to be able to see all the various parts of the pen. There is no ring, but I've put silicone grease on these threads when I eyedroppered it. Filled up the barrel to about there. And I've been using this pen an awful lot over the Christmas period. And it's a good pen. Size comparison, I have a TWSBI Eco T here in coral, and it's just about the same sort of size, maybe a couple of millimeters, 1 millimeter longer than the TWSBI Eco. So there's your size comparison, and it is a nice pen. It's not heavy at all. What else can I say about the pen? Well, let's see, we've covered the posting, so let's talk about how this pen writes. Right. It's medium wet, nothing outrageous. But one thing I can say is that this is a very, very smooth nib. It does the job really well. And for a fine, I'm really quite impressed because it really isn't scratchy at all. The wetness and flow is quite good. I mean, for a fine, this is laying down quite a lot of ink quite easily. And the ink is one of my favourites. Diamine Aurora Borealis, which is a nice teal blue ink. There isn't really much else I can say about this. It writes well. It's a good, consistent writer. No hard starts. You can leave it capped and unused for a good week or two, and it still writes straight away. So no issues from that point of view. I do find that when I've been writing a couple of pages, the ink does seem a little bit less saturated. It feels like it's writing a little bit drier, but that's mainly due to using absorbent paper, which I tend to do most of my really heavy writing on. So using rhodia paper doesn't seem to be causing any issues from that point of view. So it is a very, very good writer. I'm really impressed, and I think that this is a justifiably popular pen. As for reverse writing, because I know that that is popular, and it does a good job. It's an extra fine, I'd say, and it's smooth. It's not scratchy at all, so reverse writing is actually really, really good. What do I like about the pen? Well, I like the design. I didn't think I would, but I fancied the Christmas version just because of the printing. And I actually am really quite pleased with the design of the pen. The acrylic is good quality, it's really good quality. I like the finials. I like this fact that it's milled out of, one rod of acrylic, and they've left this sort of finial effect at either end of the pen. The section's comfortable. It's a good diameter. It's a nice, comfortable pen in the hand. You can hold it all the way up here, and yeah, you can feel where the barrel meets the section there. And there are threads, but you can't really feel them. And in normal writing, even you've got a good inch or so to hold on to on the section. So there's plenty of space for your fingertips. Hold it however you want it. It's round. There's nothing forcing you into any strange finger positions, and it holds an awful lot of ink, and you can see the ink sloshing around inside, which is really, really quite good. It's a nice pen. It does roll, obviously. You've got to be careful of that, but other than that, does this get a thumbs up from me? Absolutely. I think it's a bit of a disappointment that I found this pen sort of so long after it's actually been released, because I think I probably will use both of these pens, which I bought from eBay, quite extensively, probably at work, because it does hold an awful lot of ink. It's a number 5 nib, and you can swap these nibs out. Now this fine nib, I will, probably on the other pen actually, I'll probably swap that out for another number 5 medium nib, which I bought from a UK based seller on eBay. And I'm not entirely sure how these nib units are fitted. They possibly pull out, maybe unscrew. I will have to look that one up, but I will probably swap out one of these for a medium nib, so I can have a nice medium nib writing experience, because I'm not a massive fan of fine nibs. So there's the Moonman M2, and I'm sure you've probably already seen it or bought one of these pens. You see it's going to roll. I'll just leave it to roll where it wants to. I know I've come late to the party with the Moonman M2, but if you weren't aware of this pen, it's certainly one that I would recommend. It's a really, really good pen, and it's also come down a lot in price since it was released. I mean, I bought these pens for, I don't know, I think I bought them for £9, expecting the Christmas version, and when I was sent the plain version, complained to the sellers and said, look, you know, you sent me a plain version, not the Christmas version that you said you were going to send me, and they knocked off 50% of the price. So I've got a couple of bargain Moonman M2s, which I am really, really pleased about. So thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye.